Hi everyone, welcome back to the video on the channel. So I'm going to continue showing Optimus's video that talks about, the whole thing regarding Tanner Cook and Alan Coley and their little situation, in which Cook was pranking people and ultimately Coley responded. And it's led to the situation that we're facing right now. And that's why Optimus is talking about this whole situation. He made a video on it. Charlie, Moist Critical made a video. Tipster made a video. And I think other people made videos on this whole situation. And I figure I might as well chime in my 2 cents as well. And give my perspective on this whole thing.
Wrong. And apparently the jury also agreed with that take because they ended up seeing video of the shooting. Jurors saw a video of the shooting which captures the confrontation between Cook and Collie lasting less than 30 seconds. The footage shows Cook approaching Collie as he picks up a food order. Cook looms over Collie while holding a cell phone about 6 inches from Collie's face. The phone broadcasts the phrase, "Hey dipshit, quit thinking about my twinkle," multiple times through.
Yeah, so clearly he's trying to provoke. He was trying to provoke Collie, trying to get a reaction out of him. Now, if it was me, I probably would not shoot the guy because, I mean, that's just not how I do things. Obviously, I wouldn't shoot the guy, but I'd tell the guy to F off at the very least, Probably punch him in the face if it gets really bad, but not shoot him. That's too much. Probably punch him in the face at worst. Not going around and shooting people. That's too much. But to be fair, Collie did try to knock the phone away from him, and Cook wouldn't listen, so, not saying I agree with what happened, but Cook was asking for something to happen with the way he was acting. This whole thing wasn't unprovoked or just simply calculated. Cook caused the situation to happen by provoking Collie in the first place.
A Google Translate app. In the video, Collie says stop 3 different times and tries to back away from Cook, who continues.
Yeah, so he told Cook to stop multiple times and Cook wouldn't listen, so.
Vance, Collie tries to knock the phone away from his face before pulling out a gun and shooting Cook in the lower left chest. There is no pause between the moment he draws the weapon and fires the shot. Prosecutor Eden Holmes said the facts don't support a self-defense argument. The law requires a Collie reasonably fear he was in imminent danger of bodily harm and that he used no more force than necessary. She said Cook's prank was bizarre but not threatening. Quote, "They were playing a silly phrase on a phone," she said. "How could the defendant have found he was reasonably in fear of imminent bodily harm?" The charges of aggravated malicious wounding and malicious discharge of a firearm also require the jury to find that Collie acted with malice. If the jury finds that Collie was responding to a provocation that reasonably arouses fear or anger, then there is no malice under the law. So it's kind of a tricky situation, truth be told. Me personally, I'm a huge self-defense advocate. I believe in the right to use lethal force to defend yourself, even in public, to defend yourself or other people's life if it is in imminent danger. However, I have seen the video footage, and I personally can't say that this guy thought he was in some sort of physical imminent bodily harm. If it was one of these YouTube pranksters who are going up to people and pulling out fucking knives and acting like they're gonna kill somebody, I would have totally understood shooting this guy.
Yeah, there was a situation in 2021 with another YouTuber that was that was staging an armed robbery for a YouTube prank, and he got shot and he was killed. So I can understand if that situation kind of happened, because that would totally be, if that was happening with that in this situation. Sorry, I had a lot of pizza earlier, but anyways, if that was the situation here, if Collie was being robbed for a prank, then I totally understand if Collie shot and killed Cook. Then I would totally understand then if that was the case, but that was not the case here. Collie was not being robbed, so shooting him was a bit too much. Yeah, shooting him is too much, honestly. But honestly, I don't feel sympathy for Cook. I feel the same way for the pranksters. For Cook, the same way I feel about all pranksters, how they're all annoying and how they're really not contributing anything useful to society. So, but still, Collie was a bit out of line, a bit too much there.
In self-defense, but you're in a mall food court. The guy has literally only a phone out. He's playing some stupid shit through the phone. He's clearly just trying to fuck with you for attention. That's not necessarily a threat to your life. That's not a threat to your safety. And in legality, self-defense does not extend to just, oh, somebody's annoying me really bad, let me shoot them, right? However, because, you know, the guy kept following him around and was standing over top of him, and realistically it all happened within just a few short seconds, right? The jury ended up pretty much deadlocked on whether or not this was self-defense, right? Like, could the guy have known he was in danger? Could the guy have known whether or not he was being pranked for YouTube content? Personally, I think self-defense is a little bit overboard. I don't think he was being completely, like, you know, negligent or murderous by shooting him. I think he was basically blindsided by some fucking asshole at the mall who was trying to evoke a ridiculous reaction. He kept cornering the guy as he tried to fucking walk away, and the guy made an irrational decision thinking he was defending himself. That's what I think. Now, of course, the only opinion that really matters here is the jury's opinion, and he was acquitted on self-defense, so he's not being charged for trying to kill this guy or anything. There are the two lesser charges, though, of course, the malicious wounded, the aggravated malicious wounding, and the malicious discharge of a firearm. Now, they seem pretty split. Of course, it adds that if he was responding to something that reasonably arouses fear or anger, there's no malice under the law. I can definitely see the argument that this guy was reasonably arousing anger. Fear, not so much.
Yeah, Cook was definitely arousing anger out of Colley, but I wouldn't necessarily call that something to be fearful of. Like, he was only holding a phone and provoking him. While Cook was totally in the wrong here, shooting him was a bit extreme on Colley's part. That was definitely extreme. You know, we could have just simply, like, told him to F off. You know, even punching him in the face is something else, but, you know, shooting him is too much. That's way too extreme, and clearly Cook was just harassing him, but he wasn't, like, you know, threatening him in a fearful manner. Let's make that clear.
Anger, definitely so. I mean, he's just following this guy around who clearly didn't want to be aggravated. Standing over him, fucking playing stuff through the phone, recording him, being ignorant. Just trying to basically get an action out of him. Get a reaction. Get something out of him. Get him to freak the fuck out. And that's what he got. Do I feel bad for the prankster for getting shot, though? Not necessarily. I'm just gonna say it. I don't necessarily feel bad that the dude got shot. Do I think it was self-defense? No. Do I think that this guy was some sort of fucking horrific victim who didn't have anything coming to him, who just didn't deserve anything? No. This guy is just like a lot of these other YouTube pranksters, going around in public and realistically rolling the fucking dice with every single one of these annoying, unfunny confrontations that they do, right? They go in public, they harass people for content, they're essentially just kind of hoping that this person has the morality within them to not beat the shit out of them or carve their fucking stomach with a knife or steal their shit and run, do some just nefarious shit, right? They're just kind of hoping that these people don't do that to them so that they can make YouTube quote-unquote content, and that's all it is. They're literally going around making the world a worse off place, fucking with people in real life, so they can, you know, anonymously make money online, basically. That's just fucking cringe to me, man. I'm sorry. And I just don't find him to be a victim. Like, he got, in a way, what he asked for. Like, you're going around fucking with people, you're harassing them, you're menacing them in public. You eventually are gonna run into the wrong person who isn't thinking that it's just some funny little YouTube prank, some little ha-ha, hee-hee, gotcha funny moment, right? They're taking this shit serious, and all of a sudden now, it's not about fucking YouTube pranks, it's about the hole in your chest that you have because you just got fucking shot, right? So, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where fuck around, find out, but a little unjustified. Ultimately, I don't think this guy really gives a fuck, though. I mean, he's walking free, you know? He's pretty much good, if that makes sense. The other two charges seem to be pretty split. The jury's already it seems like, in favor of him. I don't really think he's gonna face any sort of significant repercussions at this point, man. If they already talked him down to the point where it's like, oh, it was self-defense, I really don't see any jury getting away with just fucking hitting him with charges, right? So it's one of those things I've been warning people about, and I know I've said this in videos before, man. Like, it's only a matter of time before these fucking YouTube pranksters, these streamers that go around in public just harassing people, it's only a matter of time before one of them, they basically play Russian roulette wrong, and they're the one with the fucking bullet, right? It's only a matter of time before one of these guys goes in public and gets laid the fuck out by somebody, or gets hurt by somebody because they keep thinking that all of these internet videos and shit IRL is just the internet, bro. That's the problem with this kind of content and with this fundamental principle here is like these people are doing this shit for internet validation and to reap internet digital rewards, basically. But they're fucking around with people in real life. Like, this is not a game, bro. You're not fucking walking around with a VR headset on. It's not in the metaverse. This ain't no digital shit, bro. Like, you are in real life. You are fucking with real people, with real guns, with real knives, with real problems, whatever it is, bro. Like, you're not fucking around in Grand Theft Auto, or you're not role-playing in a video game, bro. This is IRL everyday life, man. People honestly get hurt for way less shit, too. Like, you're not invincible, bro, and this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, you survived and you got away with your life in this instance, right? But to continue making content after this, doing this,
I agree. Clearly, this guy is clearly in the wrong. Like, making content still after what happened is clearly the dumbest decision ever. Let me see what Penguin Zero has to say about this.
I was an extra in the...
What makes a trip unforgettable? You'll know it when you feel it. Make memories with Get Your Guide. Unforgettable travel experiences.
You're a good man, aren't you?
About 5 months ago, I made a video about a YouTube prankster who had just gotten shot for doing one of his degenerate harassment pranks on a stranger in public. And he survived the shooting and luckily learned his lesson. He had a big come-to-Jesus moment while in the hospital fighting for his life, and he realized the error of his ways and vowed to be a better person as a result of it. I'm just kidding. If I was Pinocchio, my nose would grow so much it'd poke...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this guy clearly did not learn his lesson. He clearly is still making content. He's still doing the same thing after getting shot. You would think after getting a bullet to his stomach, he'd definitely learn his lesson and pull a 180, and maybe that would get him to at least think differently. But no, he's still making the same content. He's still not hesitating and making more content after what just happened to him. It's ridiculous, honestly.
The camera from here with the size of that lie. This isn't a Hallmark movie. This is a douchebag with no self-awareness and no grip on reality. He truly believes everyone around him is NPCs for his content, so what actually happened is, after he got shot and survived, he vowed to keep making prank videos with a big fucking douchey smile on his face. And now, fast forward to today, the jury has just passed their verdict on the shooter. So to break down the situation, this YouTuber, his name is Tanner, was performing a prank on a stranger who told him to stop a couple times and then shot him. He was then taken in by authorities where he faced a couple of charges, the biggest one being aggravated malicious wounding. And now today we have our answers to what happens next. Also, the video of the prank and subsequently him getting shot has released. So let's go ahead and start with that footage before we see what the jury ruled in this case.
So here's the video of the guy.
What's that? No. Now this is what cops stop. Stop. Stop.
I have to pause at the climax here because I can't show you someone getting shot, obviously, but you can see exactly what's about to happen. Only Tanner can't. Tanner looks as though he's perpetually caught by the orb of confusion in SpongeBob. He is just a legitimately stupid-looking human being who has not registered that there are people out there that aren't in the most healthy of headspace, so if you harass them, they are going to snap. And that's exactly what happened here. Now, in the previous video, I mentioned that the individual...
Yeah, so basically, Cook did not learn his lesson. He's still doing the same content. Let me look this up. Okay, so here it says, father of YouTuber shot making prank video slams not guilty verdict. We are all less safe than before. So father of YouTuber shot making prank video slams not guilty verdict. We are all less safe than before. Tanner Cook said I really don't care about the verdict. Well, it's not surprising considering the fact that he's still making content. You know. His father was angry about the whole situation. Well, to be fair, your son was harassing people, so he got shot for a reason. It wasn't shot for no reason. He was harassing people. Let's not pretend like he's innocent here. So yeah, those are just my thoughts about this whole situation, honestly. You know, Cook did not learn his lesson. He's still doing the same content. And Alan Coley is not guilty, thankfully, because, I mean, while shooting him was a bit extreme, he did it for a reason, so have to feel at least some sympathy for Coley, considering the fact he was provoked. But yeah, take care, everybody. On the video for my drama channel, honestly, these pranksters are cringe, and honestly, I'm getting sick of them. But yeah, take care, everybody. Another video for my drama channel.